Tight hips can cause knee pain, and knee pain can cause our hips to go out of alignment because of the way we tend to stand or walk when our knees hurt. If you are dealing with knee pain, hip pain, tight hamstrings, then this 10-minute Iyengar Yoga class is for you. It's gentle, beginner friendly, and very, very effective and therapeutic. All you need is a stable chair. When you're ready, we'll get started. Stand with your back to a wall and place a chair directly in front of you. Any chair will do, even a dining chair, as long as it's stable. Carefully bring your right foot up and place it on top of the chair. You can lean onto the wall with your hands for support. I'm going to show you this from the side, and you can also be close enough to a wall and just have your left hand on the wall for support. Once your right foot is on top of the chair, see to it that your knee doesn't drop in or out, and you're making a square shape with your leg, pointing the toes directly ahead. Make sure that you don't bend your left leg and that your left toes point directly forward, so your left hip and ankle are aligned. Make sure that you release and relax the right hip down. With your hand against the outer edge of your hip, press directly down. Then place your right hand on top of your thigh and press forward like you're giving yourself a massage. You can see I'm using both hands, pressing down and rolling that upper thigh flesh towards the knee, and pause into the parts that feel a little bit tighter and press down and forward. Now with both hands on the center top thigh, press directly down. Relax the top of the thigh and keep the knee over the ankle. Relax the hip here as well. Carefully now bring the right foot down and stand upright for a moment in Tadasana before switching legs. Bring the left foot on top of the chair. Align your right hip to your knee and your ankle, pointing the right toes forward. With the hands, begin that lengthening motion of the front of the thigh, rolling towards the knee. Again, pause into the parts that feel tight or grippy. Press down and forward. You can also lengthen that inner portion of the thigh towards the kneecap. Release your outer left hip down, keeping that side of the waist long. Then place both hands on top of the thigh and press directly down. Make sure you're not pressing onto the knee itself, but that you're in the middle of the thigh. Relax the quadricep muscles and soften the top of the thigh as much as you can. And then step the legs down and stand upright in Tadasana. Now place your chair to your right and again stand with your back near to the wall so you don't have to worry about your balance. Rotate the right foot out and then place the foot on top of the chair. Point the toes directly out. Try to relax your inner thigh towards the inner portion of your knee, keeping your knee lined up to your ankle. Your inner thigh aligns with your big toe. That part of the leg, try to relax and soften it. You may find that it's actually quite tight. And as you stay, it's more a process of letting go the inner thigh, the top of the thigh, and relaxing the hip down. Carefully bring your right foot down and let's move the chair to the left side. Turn your left toes out and carefully step the foot on top of the chair. Make sure your standing leg hip is directly over your ankle. And again, lengthen and soften from the inner thigh as I'm showing towards your knee. You may find that your left hip tends to pike up as it tightens. With your hand, try to coax the hip down, release the tension on the top of the thigh. And as you stay here, relax the inner thigh and the quadricep muscles. Then carefully step back down to Tadasana and put the chair aside. Standing in the center of your mat with your hands on your hips, step the feet wide apart. Point your toes directly ahead. Lift the front of your left foot and turn the toes in. Then from the top of your right thigh, rotate the thigh and the toes out. Now, just like you did when you were on the chair, soften the inner thigh towards the knee to bend your right leg. Place your left hand against your left hip and push inwards as you bend and straighten softly your right leg. Keep your knee tracked over your ankle the whole time. If you can, step a little wider from the inner thigh, lengthen towards your right knee, and bend lower. Pause there, knee directly over the ankle, and open and release the inner thigh muscles towards the knee and come back upright. Rotate the right toes in and the left foot and the left thigh out. Rotating the inner thigh to the outer thigh on the left leg as I'm showing, keeping the knee pointing in the same direction as your toes. As you grip your right hip in, bend the left leg, moving from the inner thigh towards the knee. Keep the knee lined up to the ankle. Coming in and out this way helps the inner thighs, the hamstrings to stretch gently, and there's less pressure on the knee joint. Eventually hold the position, keeping your right leg really straight. And then come up, turn your toes forward, and bring your feet back together to stand upright in Tadasana. Step the feet wide apart for triangle pose or Utthita Trikonasana. Turning the left foot in, right foot and right thigh turning all the way out. With a small bend in your right leg, roll the thigh and pull the kneecap up to then straighten your leg. I'll show you that from the back. Left foot in, right foot out. Small bend in the leg, rolling the thigh out, and draw the outer portion of your knee up towards the hip socket. So putting that together once more, left foot in, right foot, right thigh turning all the way out. Small bend in the leg, drawing the knee up towards the hip socket. Then reach over your right leg, bringing the hand down. That small bend in the leg, rotation and uplifting. Both thighs lifting up towards the hip socket. That way your hips are stable, your knees are stable. Coming back up. Turn the right toes in and the left foot out for the second side. Rotating the left thigh all the way out, press the front of your right thigh back and draw your hip in. Slightly bend your leg, and to straighten it, pull the outer thigh up and towards the hip socket. Maintain that. Reach left and bring your left hand down onto your shin. Straighten your leg by rolling the left thigh out and pulling the kneecap up towards the hip socket. Then reach the right arm up and come to standing and walk your feet all the way back together. Bring your chair back onto your mat and stand facing your chair. Have your feet about hip width apart. Point your toes directly forward. Come forward at the hips and place your hands onto the seat of your chair. Slightly bend your legs. To straighten the legs, press back from the center of your thighs. What you don't want to do is pushing just your knees back and hyperextending your knees. Bring the tension higher up into the center thighs and press back from there. Keeping the hips directly over your ankles, legs straight. You have the option to bring your forearms now onto the seat of the chair. After a few breaths, straighten your arms. Put your hands on your hips. Lift your chest to come upright. That's it for today. Great work. This practice builds real strength and mobility for the knees and the hips. For even better results, follow it up with my seated hip and knee routine that I'm linking right here. Thank you and namaste.